What's up, guys? Matt Moda here to talk to you about the Phillies versus Reds game tonight. We have 3 home run picks to lock in for this game tonight. Home runs at Red Stadium. Hopefully, there should be a ton of them hit tonight. As we all know, the Red Stadium known as one of the most hitter-friendly, one of the most home run-friendly venues in all of baseball. Thank you to the small outfields for that. You can thank for that. Solid hitting weather in Cincinnati today. Hot temperatures in the 90s. Again, should have a ton of home runs hit in this one. We got Andrew Abbott on the mound for the Reds. Good pitcher, but he can definitely get hit up, especially from right-handed hitters. And then we got Taijuan Walker on the mound for the Phillies, who's almost always an adventure. Now, he's coming off of an awesome start last time out, but I think we've seen enough of Taijuan Walker to know that's probably not going to continue game over game. To do a recap from Friday, we're coming off of a pretty decent day. We got a home run to hit. Thank you to Kyle Schwarber. We could not get our Christopher Sanchez strikeout prop to hit. That one looked good at the beginning of the game. Looked like he was going to cruise through and get those 7 strikeouts. Slowed down as the game went on, and he just could not get that last strikeout. So he ended with 6. That one definitely hurt, but still a good day when you can get a guy to hit a home run. Thank you to Kyle Schwarber. As for today, again, we have 3 home run picks. Remember to like the video, comment, subscribe. Remember to go to BetMGM, use the promo code CROSSING to get in on the action. And let's get into these plays today. So we got 2 on the Phillies, 1 on the Reds. We'll start with the 1 on the Reds. And we're going with Noelvie Marte to hit a home run at plus 600 odds. Now, I will admit, the Reds are a tough team to trust to hit home runs. They play in this fantastic stadium, perfect for home runs. They're just not a good hitting team. But they had an awesome day yesterday, and we kind of see these teams go on binges where they just hit the crap out of the baseball. That's what happened to the Reds yesterday in a non-hitter-friendly park at PNC Park where the Pirates play. So hopefully they can kind of continue some of that momentum for today. And that includes Noelvie Marte. He's got some pop to his game. Definitely not a consistent hitter or anything like that. But in this matchup, I trust that he can go yard today. And I like the price at plus 600. Normally with these home run plays, I try to look for players that consistently have a bunch of hard hits. Whenever I go with Kyle Schwarber, basically every video, I talk about barrels, number of hard hits, all that good stuff. I will admit that's not what we're doing yesterday. We're really just chasing what he did yesterday. He had a fantastic day at the plate yesterday. He had 3 total hard hits, and all of them were relatively impressive for their own reason. The hardest hit for him specifically was actually not the home run that he hit yesterday. It was a double, annihilated 108 miles an hour off the bat, traveled 363 feet. Now, it only had an 18-degree launch angle. If it was like 3 degrees higher, that would have been a home run. The home run he hit was just pulverized, annihilated 105.7 miles per hour off the bat, perfect launch angle of 25 degrees, traveled 427 feet. That's exactly what you look for. That's picture perfect. The last hard hit was hit relatively hard, under that 100 miles an hour number, but it was a flyout. So 3 times yesterday, he hit the ball hard. And when I say hard hit, I mean anything 95 miles an hour and above is classified as a hard hit in terms of exit velocity. And really what you really want to look for is anything 100 and above, which he did twice. The third one was still hit in the air. That's really, really important. Now, I wouldn't be going with Noelvie Marte if Taijuan Walker wasn't pitching for the Phillies. He is generally a pitcher you want to target for home run props. Now, again, I get that he had a good start last time out, but you take a bigger step back than just his last start. You look at the last 6 weeks for Walker. He's allowed a home run every 15 at-bats, and that's terrible in and of itself. And yeah, he did not allow a home run in his last start. He allowed he allowed multiple home runs in 3 straight starts heading in to his last start. That is horrific. So I like Marte to go yard back-to-back. We've seen these players do that, even if you're not like Shohei Ohtani. We've seen guys go yard in back-to-back games, and at plus 600, I think he's worth a sprinkle. And then on the Philly side, I'm going to talk about them both at the same time because it's kind of the same logic for both of them. It's Edmundo Sosa at plus 650 odds, and it's Harrison Bader at plus 500. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that both of these players are red hot at the plate or anything like that. What we do know is that they're players in the lineup when the Phillies play left-handed pitching. Now, Bader might end up being an everyday starter, but not the case right now. Sosa is playing more due to the injury to Bohm. But these guys are on the Phillies to do damage against left-handed pitching. That's what they're going to see tonight in Andrew Abbott. Now, Soto just went yard yesterday, so it's kind of like Noelvie Marte. We're hoping that a batter could go on like a little mini hot streak, hit a home run in back-to-back games. Sosa also just hit one back on August 2nd. So he's on a decent run for him. 2 home runs in the last 10 days, last 8-10 days is decent. for Edmundo Sosa. We're hoping that he can continue that tonight. And then Bader, we had an awesome play in the field yesterday. You should get awarded a home run if you rob a home run. Not actually, but that's what he did yesterday to Corey Seager. But he's only in the lineup, really, like I said, to hit left-handed pitching. That's why they traded for him. Obviously, he was a cheap bat. But he's a cheap bat with good numbers against lefties. He did hit a home run a week ago back on August 4th. Hopefully, he could do that again. He's only played in 3 games since then, because I mentioned he's only in the lineup right now when they face a lefty. And that's what they're facing tonight. And that's kind of what we're doing with both of these plays, is backing 2 batters that are theoretically on the Phillies to hit left-handed pitching. And then you look at the matchup. I mentioned Andrew Abbott a couple times as pitching for the Reds. He's a good pitcher. I'm not going to say that anything other than that. But he can get hit up. You look at him, he's not Tariq Skubal, right? On the year, he's allowed a home run every 30 at-bats to righties. That's a good number. That's not an unhittable number. The last 6 weeks, that number jumps slightly up to every 27 at-bats. Again, that's not terrible. It's also not unhittable. You look at him, he's got a low strikeout rate. He's got a high SIERA, and SIERA just measures the quality of the batted balls allowed when taking into account strikeouts and walks. So basically, what's the hard hit number and the barrel rate and all that stuff that you allow when batters make contact. Also, while looking at the strikeouts and walks, so how often do balls just not go in play versus how many times do you walk batters? He's got a pretty high SIERA to righties, and he's slightly worse in terms of his home runs allowed at home. That obviously makes sense when you consider the home stadium that he is playing in. So between Sosa and Bader, I like the prices that we are getting. Hopefully, if we just get one of these 3 players to hit a home run, we're going to be green for the day. If we get multiple, that would be amazing. Let's hope for that. Appreciate everybody for watching. Again, go to BetMGM and use promo code CROSSING to get in on the action. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a good one. Must be 21 or older in participating states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See terms and conditions in the description of the video.